Welcome to my journey. My three close friends and I recently embarked on a motorbike expedition through the remote Angkor Chum district of Siem Reap province, Cambodia, to document its majestic ancient temples, significant historical sites, and tranquil natural waterfalls. Although this district is located approximately 80 kilometers north of the world-famous Angkor Wat, our travel time was considerably extended because we frequently stopped along the road to investigate various lesser-known ruins that are often missed by typical tourist crowds. Upon arriving in each local village, we sought out knowledgeable residents who could serve as our guides to these secluded archaeological treasures. As you can see in our footage, reaching these ancient sites required us to navigate through dense bamboo groves and thick forest trails, following the paths pointed out by our local guides to find the exact locations of these long-forgotten ruins. This video serves as our second post dedicated to this specific temple's name and history. We first shared a post about this site 1 year ago. However, our explanation at that time was not very clear. For this updated version, we have used AI to help us refine our sentences so that you can more easily understand the narrative and join us in studying the fascinating Khmer history of the past. Our local guide led us to a site known as Prasat Thmor Samleang, also referred to as Prasat Samleang Pole. In the Khmer language, the word thma means stone, while samleang refers to the act of sharpening a knife. When translated literally, the name means the stone knife sharpening temple. Generations of villagers living at the foot of this mountain have traditionally used these ancient stones to sharpen their agricultural tools for farming, which eventually led to the name we use today. While the original historical name of this temple has been lost to time, it is believed to date back to the late 10th or 11th century. I am deeply honored to share this rare footage with you, especially for those of you who have not yet had the opportunity to visit this remote region in person. Now, let us begin our trek together through the bamboo forest and climb toward the summit of the mountain to discover what remains of this ancient temple complex. We have finally arrived at the majestic entrance of Prasat Thmor Samleang, a remarkable ancient site uniquely constructed on a dramatic mountain cliff. This temple complex is characterized by its three traditional brick towers, which are precisely aligned on a north-south axis and oriented to the east to welcome the rising sun. However, as you can see, the site has been almost entirely reclaimed by nature, with dense bamboo thickets and ancient forest growth now covering the entire temple region. As we move toward the central shrine, we are met with a somber sight. Very little remains of the original sacred interior, and each of the three towers bears the scars of a dark period in Cambodia's past. In the center of each shrine, you will notice a large, deep hole. These are the remains of excavations made by treasure hunters who looted the site during the decades of instability and civil war that ravaged the country between 1970 and 1993. These looters were searching for gold, precious gems, and sacred artifacts that were once buried beneath the temple floors as foundation deposits to honor the gods. The passage of time and the violence of the past have left the brickwork in a very fragile state. Many of the walls are now visibly cracking, and countless ancient bricks have fallen from the upper tiers, lying scattered across the temple grounds like fragments of a broken history. The roots of the surrounding trees further pull at the structures, creating a delicate and dangerous balance between the man-made towers and the wild jungle. Despite this destruction, there is still much to learn from these ruins. Let us now carefully continue our exploration and visit each of the central shrines one by one, examining what small details and historical evidence still remain to tell us the story of those who built this sacred place over 1,000 years ago. Based on the specific architectural style and the composition of the fired clay bricks, historians believe Prasat Thmor Samleang was constructed in the middle of the 10th century. During this era, it served as a dedicated Hindu temple, built when the Khmer Empire was expanding its spiritual and political reach across the land. This site is a testament to the sophisticated engineering of the early Angkor Empire, showing how our ancestors transformed remote mountain cliffs into sacred spaces for worship. In ancient times, this district was not a quiet forest. It was home to a vibrant and dense population that supported the temple's activities. However, the region's fate changed drastically between the 14th and 16th centuries. Due to the prolonged and devastating wars between the Ayutthaya Kingdom, Thailand, and the Khmer Empire, the area became unsafe. The villagers were forced to flee, migrating to more secure parts of the country for survival, which ultimately led to the temple being abandoned and swallowed by the jungle for hundreds of years. Life only began to return to this area much later, during the period of the French protectorate in Cambodia. Families slowly moved back to cultivate the land at the foot of the mountain, establishing the villages we see today. However, by the time people returned, the spiritual heart of Cambodia had transformed. The nation had transitioned from Hinduism to Theravada Buddhism, meaning the ancient Hindu shrines like Thmor Samleang were no longer used for daily worship. Instead, the communities built modern Buddhist monasteries, Wat, in the center of their villages. Today, while the villagers are Buddhist, they still respect these old temples as the house of the ancestors. These ruins stand as a silent bridge between the Hindu foundations of the Angkorian past and the Buddhist traditions of the modern Khmer generation. By studying these bricks and the history of this land, we can truly appreciate the resilience of our culture through centuries of change. For those of you planning a visit or studying the geography of our heritage, Prasat Thmor Samleang is situated in Don M village within the Kok Dong commune of the Angkor Chum district in Siem Reap province, Cambodia. It remains a hidden gem located approximately 80 kilometers north of the famous Angkor Wat, offering a peaceful and authentic look into the ancient Khmer Empire far away from the busy tourist trails. Thank you so much for joining my friends and me on this journey through the forest and into our history. If you enjoyed this exploration and found the information helpful for your studies, please hit the like button to support our work. To join us on more adventures to hidden temples and historical sites across Cambodia, don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. We would love to hear from you. If you have any questions about the temple's history, the trek up the mountain, or if you have something to share about Khmer culture, please leave a comment below. Your feedback helps us keep sharing these stories with the world. Until next time, goodbye.